Yeah. So today, what you see here is that as we discussed, we went through the AWS Management Console, and then what we did is that we had a data source that is a spreadsheet here, and the crawler, what it does is when we specify what is the data source for the crawler extracts the metadata and keeps that in the data source, and also it makes a data catalog. And then after this it also gives us another option of mapping. Like for example, I have a target data which is different than source data. Then it will also give me an option for mapping the data. And after that, what happens is, after all the mapping is done, uh, we have not done this, that is creating a job and all.
Mhm.
And it the when we create a job, it gives an option to automatically generate the script, that is the Spark script, based on the requirements what you have given until this stage. And
Mhm.
otherwise it will also allow us to write our own script.
Okay.
Okay. So uh, or we can do scheduling also, scheduling event and all. So when we do a scheduling and all for our job, all that is converted into a script, and that script is written here in the job. Now last time what we did, sir, I will just recollect, is that we made the data stores, we made the crawler. But I'll repeat this exercise once again, just to recollect everything. And then we made the data catalog. But and last time there was a problem. What was happening is, as soon as we run the crawler, it should make the tables in the data stores. So it was not making the table in the data stores. And the reason for that is that when you give the S3 bucket name, uh, somehow Amazon is telling that when you give the name, it should have glue as its prefix. If it is not there, then it was not able to recognize my data source and the CSV and all. And that is why it was not able to make the table. So if you
Oh.
remember, sir, last time when we were running this, let me go to AWS Glue. So AWS Glue and crawlers. If you remember last time when I was running this, there was no table getting added.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that I had not named the S3 bucket. Let's go to the S3 bucket here. So in the S3 bucket, it should have glue, AWS Glue as a prefix.
Mhm.
So I had not made that. Then I made the correction, and then it started showing up. So let me just repeat this exercise once again. Then it will be clear of what I'm telling. It will hardly take 2 minutes to repeat the exercise. I will just delete everything. This bucket is not empty. Cancel. We'll open this bucket, and then we will delete this folder. Permanently delete. I would spend 10 minutes more rather than hurrying, sir, so that, because this is a basic understanding.
Yeah.
Delete objects, permanent delete, permanently delete objects, folders, it can be undone. Fail to delete. No objects fail to delete. Okay. Exit. Then this is right. So let's see if I can delete this folder also. Edit storage. Calculate tools. Okay. Actions. There's nothing in this to delete. There are 0 objects. So right is empty. So now I think I can delete this. White tails bucket is not empty still. Okay, I need to delete this. Permanently delete. So this is also deleted. Now I'm coming here and let's see if we can delete this now. Okay, it is saying delete bucket, confirm, type the name of the bucket. So I'm deleting this bucket. Now we don't have any buckets. So I'm just going back here. Why do we need a bucket? Uh, if you see here, sir, we have a data store here. It's better I'll run that recording once again so that. So this is the one we ran.
S3 bucket is just a storage place, right?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, stop, stop share, share screen, share sound, share.
However, the challenges and complexities of the ETL can make it hard to implement successfully for all your enterprise data. For this reason, Amazon has introduced AWS Glue. So hello guys, this is Arvind here from Edureka, and without any further ado, let us begin with our first topic. What is AWS Glue? Understand your data assets. You can store your data using pay only for the resources that you use. In the third step, you can run your job on demand, or you can set it up to start when a specified trigger occurs. The trigger can be a time-based schedule or an event. And finally, when your job runs, a script extracts data from your data source, transforms the data, and loads it into your data target. The script runs in an Apache Spark environment in AWS Glue. So this was the overall workflow of AWS Glue. And we will also discuss about this workflow when I'll show you the demo part. So moving on, now we will talk about a few terminologies that are frequently used in AWS Glue. So as you can see on the screen, these are the few terms that are used in AWS Glue. So let us start with the first one, that is the data catalog. So data catalog is nothing but the persistent
Sir, are you able to hear the sound, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
metadata store in AWS Glue. It contains table definitions, job definitions, and other control information to manage your AWS Glue environment. Each AWS account has one data catalog per region. The next term here is the classifier. A classifier determines the schema of your data. AWS Glue provides classifiers for common file types such as CSV, JSON, XML, Avro, and so on. It also provides classifiers for common relational database management systems using a JDBC connection. You can write your own classifier by using a grok pattern or by specifying a row tag in an XML document. The third term here is the connection. So connection contains the properties that are required to connect to your data store. Moving on, let us talk about the term crawler. A crawler is nothing but a program that connects to a data store, maybe a source or a target, progresses through a prioritized list of classifiers to determine the schema for your data, and then it creates metadata tables in the data catalog. The next term here is the database. So database is a set of associated data catalog table definitions organized into a logical group in AWS Glue. So the next term here is the data store. A data store is a repository for persistently storing your data. The examples include Amazon S3 buckets and relational databases. So if you talk about the
So this is the place, sir, where we needed the S3 bucket.
Mhm.
So we can have a S3 bucket, or we can have Redshift, or we can have our own kind of database also, whatever we want. But we included S3 bucket because it is very easy to associate the IAM roles and all. Once you make an IAM role,
Mhm.
using that IAM role itself, it is easy to associate the role with the S3 bucket for permissions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in Redshift also you can do, but S3 is very simple. That's why we are taking S3.
Okay. And Redshift is again a database, right?
Yes, yeah. S3 bucket, it's a simple storage service.
Mhm.
S3, yes. Why do they call us S3? That is yes. Three
Yeah.
yes. So, simple storage service.
Yeah.
source, a data source is a target data store that is used as an input to process or transform. And the next term here is the data target. So as the name specifies, a data target is a data store that a process or a transform writes to. The next term here is the development endpoint. So development endpoint is an environment that you can use to develop and test your AWS Glue ETL scripts. Moving on to the next term, which is nothing but a job. A job is nothing but a business logic which is required to perform the ETL work. It is composed of a transformation script, data sources, and data targets. Job runs are initiated by triggers that can be scheduled or triggered by events. The next term here is the notebook server. So notebook server is a web-based environment that you can use to run your PySpark statements. PySpark is a Python dialect for ETL programming. You can set up a notebook server on a development endpoint to run PySpark statements with AWS Glue extensions. The next term here is the script. So script contains the code that extracts data from sources, transforms it, and loads it into the targets. AWS Glue generates PySpark or Scala scripts. So the next term here is the table. So table in AWS Glue data catalog consists of the names of columns, data type definitions, partition information, and other metadata about a base dataset. The schema of your data is represented in AWS Glue table definition. And the next term here is the transform. You use the code logic to manipulate your data into a different format using the transform. And the last term here is the trigger. A trigger initiates an ETL job. You can define triggers based on a scheduled time or an event. So these were a few terminologies that you must be aware of that are related to AWS Glue. Now, coming to the main part of this session, that is how does AWS Glue works. So guys, as you can see on the screen, these are the steps that we are going to perform in this.
So today what we'll do is we'll perform all these steps again. That
Mhm.
is, we'll create data source for AWS Glue. Then we'll crawl the data source to get the schema, right, of the data to prepare the data catalog. Then last is the crawled metadata will be in the glue tables. We'll make sure that it comes to glue tables. Then we'll make AWS Glue jobs for data transformations.
Mhm.
Then what we'll do is today we'll not do editing the glue script and all, sir. What we'll do is that we'll just run the job which is created by AWS.
Okay.
Okay. So far so good, sir. Are we okay? Are you able to recollect what we have?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me go to the now AWS Glue, and let me go to AWS console, and I'm going to AWS Glue, I'll just follow the steps what he has specified here. Tables, I will just start from scratch, everything. Yeah, so he stays first create the data source for AWS Glue.
Yeah.
And I will go here, databases. I will delete everything. Delete database. Yeah, so there is no database now. So only thing is, sir, what I have done is here, I already created a role, which I'll show you the other day because I was little confused on the access management and all. So I just created a role here. The way we created the role is that we have to inherit from AWS Glue service role existing. So I took this and then I made a role. And in that role, what I have done is it's all this permissions all you get, you know, I have written the resource as this is the ARN, sir. So what happens is that uh, this is what you see is nothing but a edit policy. Sorry, the policy which is expressed in terms of a JSON. So what basically it does is that it is saying get an object from S3 or put an object into S3. Uh, this is where I'm also mentioning that I'm using S3, that is simple storage service.
Okay.
And this is the permissions, right? Policy permissions. So this resource is explaining me that uh, this particular ARN, should have this permissions on S3 and all. AWS Joe TR1, it should have read permissions and all. I can also edit this policy, and I can change whatever I want. So here, the actions, what I can do is I can do all the S3 actions, whatever is needed. So I have given read action here. And then I have not taken all this. This is all extra authentication. That is MFA authentication, mutual. What do you call as functional authentication or something? It requires extra tokens and all. So this is they will have a MFA app and all that will generate a token, and then you have to enter the token and all that stuff. And then it is the source IP and all that is from which IP it should accept and all that. I have not done all that. Now let's go back to this role, policy usage, and this is the role actually I have opened. So it is inherited from this AWS service role, Glue service role. That AWS Glue service role is already created by AWS for you.
Okay.
And let's have a look at this for understanding purpose. So this they by default they do all this for S3. That is get bucket location, list bucket, resource, allow, create bucket, and all that stuff. So then when that person logs in, he has all these permissions. That's described by policy. And this policy is applicable to whom? This policy is applicable to the person we gave the ARNs and all, right? This is the role we have. So that's the only thing extra I have done here the day, and nothing extra I have done. But you can you can also make a role at the nth moment, like he was explaining that. That role also will help you to do all this exercise, what he has given. Now let's try to do what he is telling. Let's go each step what he says.
This demo. So let me just quickly show you how are we going to deal with this demo part here. So guys, there's one prerequisite here. You need to have a free tier account of AWS. Let's just the folder, as you can see here, read, click on save, and create it here. And terminologies that you must be aware. I'll enter my username and password here. So once you do that, you'll be navigated to the home page here. Firstly, we will create one Amazon S3 bucket. So Amazon S3 bucket will consist of our data here.
So we'll create a bucket, sir, as I said now. I
Yeah.
will go Amazon S3 bucket. I think I already, which I deleted S3. So we don't have a bucket. Now I'll create a bucket.
Yeah.
Now here is the problem with the AWS. What AWS is expecting that it should have a AWS Glue as a prefix. Now, if it needs that AWS Glue as a prefix, it should validate and tell me that, yes, you should give this. It does not do anything. It does not even tell me that it is necessary. And what I observe is that the end, the tables are not created. This is not good. This is a defect in Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm selecting all default as what he has done there.
Yeah.
And then let's follow his video. Since I've shared this video, sir, you should
So
be
you
able,
can name your bucket
if you just follow this video, you'll be able to do all that steps, what
Yes.
he's telling.
whatever you want. So for creating a bucket, you must click on this button here, create bucket. So you can name your bucket whatever you want here. So say for example, glue demo.
Sir, did you observe? Even he is giving glue.
Yeah, glue demo. Yeah.
Yeah, we did not follow that. That's why we had the problem. And
Bucket
he's also not telling us.
Edureka.
Yeah.
Okay. And just select the region here and click on create. So this will create one Amazon S3 bucket here. As you can see, this bucket has been created here. And in this glue demo bucket Edureka, we will create two folders. The first one will be read and the second one will be write.
So that you remember, sir, we'll make a
Yeah.
read folder and write folder inside this. So I will go here, create folder. I'll made one folder as read and another folder as write. So I created two folders as he said.
So the read folder will consist of our input data and the output will be stored in the write folder. Okay. So for that, let's just click on create folder here. Name of the folder, as you can see here, read, click on save. So as you can see here, this folder has been created here, and quickly create one more folder, right? Click on save here. So as you can see, we have created two folders here, read and write. And let me just click on read here, and here we have to upload one data file here. So in our
So, sir, we have to upload a data file in the read folder.
Yeah.
Why we have to upload in the read? Because we are going to select this as our input data source.
Okay.
And that we will, when we are doing the crawler configuration, we will also mention that this is your input data source.
Okay.
So what I will do now here is I'll do upload. And I will upload a CSV file. This is Microsoft Excel, comma separated value. Let's upload this. Source.csv. I said upload. Oh, I did not recognize the type. Let me try another one. And this is not good. It should recognize the CSV style. How do I delete this?
Let us go to that object actions and see.
Yeah. So then open, calculate, move storage class, initiate.
Rename
No,
object.
no, sir. I totally want to delete it. Let's see. Actions here and here. Can I delete? Ah, it's there here.
Yeah.
And permanently delete. Yeah, I deleted. Let me do one thing now. Let me go once again and then upload a file, sir. Upload, add files. There was a CSV file here. Rev, introduction to video. Microsoft Excel, comma separated. I'll quickly download a file, sir, CSV file. That's always better. Yeah, so it downloaded something. You are not able to see this. You see this, sir?
Yeah.
Showing FL insurance sample dot something. So I'll just extract that. Yeah, so this is the file. I'll just copy it and see Anil. See Anil. Oh, I don't know why it does not recognize the sample file. It is telling this is CSV. Given this, in spite of that, it does not recognize. Let's see what happens. Upload. Size succeeded. Type,
Yeah.
it does not recognize. That's fine. Let's go ahead, sir. Let's see what happens. fl.cs. It recognized here.
Yeah, type
CSV. Yeah. So now after this exercise is done, what he's telling us.
In case the data file is a CSV file. Let me just show you the data here. So as you can see here, this is a very small file just consisting of few rows, and the source for this data is the IM data crawler here.
Yeah. So
So as you
now
can see,
he's making the crawler configuration. So I'll go and make the crawler configuration. So to make the crawler configuration, you have to go to AWS Glue.
Mhm.
And then click on the crawlers, and I will delete the existing crawler.
Yeah, delete crawler.
And I deleted, and I'll make a new crawler, and then I'll say AWS Joe CRAW. There is nothing like prefix and all requirements for this,
Okay.
as far as I know. This is fine, sir. Only that S3, I was surprised why they are done like that.
Mhm.
Now, this is asking me to include the path, data source,
Yeah.
data store. They are telling this is a data store. They and in the some lot of this thing they sometimes tell this is data source also. So
Yeah.
what I will do is I am saying that this particular folder is my data source. That means whatever is kept under this folder, you pick up the data source.
Instead of file, you are giving a folder path. Okay.
Yeah, folder path. Now I'm choosing a role. I told you, right? This is the ETL role what I had done, and I'll say next, and then I'll say run on demand, and then choose a database to contain tables. So configure crawlers output. So
Target database, right?
yeah, this is a target database.
Right, right folder, maybe this whole. Okay.
Yeah. So choose database to contain tables. Let's see what he's doing. Let's follow exactly what he does here.
Mhm.
AWS has provided a definition of crawler. A crawler connects to a data store. In our case, run on demand, hourly, daily. Can also choose the days if you want any specific day, weekly. So as you can see here, to create a new IAM role, you must have create role, create policy, and attach role policy permissions here. So since I've already created one role,
So this is what I am explaining, sir. When I created a role, I made sure that the role has a create role, create policy, and attach policy permissions. So I
Mhm.
did that.
Yep.
here, and I'll choose the existing role. So this was the role that I created. After that, click on next here. And the frequency here is run on demand, hourly, daily. Can also choose the days if you want any specific day, weekly or monthly. As of now, we will click here on run on demand and click on next. So here it says configure the crawler's output. For that, we need a database here. Okay. So we can just create a new database here. So say, for example, you can name it whatever you want as per your convenience. Glue demo DB. Okay. Click on.
So I'll do a similar thing. Glue, not glue demo. I'll say uh, AWS Joe crawler output.
Mhm.
No, this is not a crawler. Yeah, it is a crawler output. AWS Joe CR AWL crawler output. So I created this. Then I'm going to say next. So just review the configuration. So we made a data stores, which is we are pointing to read folder. Then we made I showed you the IAM role which we chose, and the schedule is run on demand. That means when I click only, it should run. and the output should go to the AWS Geo crawler output, and I'm going to finish this. So any questions here, sir, before I finish?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, so now this is ready. What we need to do is we have to run this crawler. So I'm going to run the crawler. That's what he's doing. Let me show that video also.
On create here, click on next. Quickly review the information if you want. Just check if all the details are correct and click on finish here. So here you can see crawler was created to run on demand. Run it now. Yes, you can click on run it now and it will run the crawler now. So as you can see here, the status.
Yeah, so I will run the crawler now when he's running. I'll also run the crawler. Run crawler. Now you have to observe this, sir. Here, as it runs, it should show a table added one here.
Yeah.
Did you see, sir? This time it is
Yeah.
saying tables added.
Table added and
Yeah, yeah. So now what is happening is that the tables are added. Let's see what he says next steps.
Of the crawler, it is starting, and once a crawler has run successfully, you will see a table has been created, metadata table. So the crawler was successful, and now let us just click on databases here. So as you can see here, this was the database that we created, and in this database, if you click on tables here, you will see a table has been generated by the name read.
So let's go, sir. Let's see if we have a read table there. Databases, crawler output database, and then tables. So you have a read table here.
Yeah.
Now it is showing me all that whatever is there in the spreadsheet. It took that. Let's see what was there in our spreadsheet. This was our spreadsheet. Yeah, so it had all this policy ID, state code, county, and all. So it has made a metadata of all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go back to what he is saying now.
This means that crawler was successful. So the next step here is to create a job here. Okay, so for that, in this ETL section, click on jobs. And what is the job? So as discussed earlier, a job is your business logic that is required to perform ETL operation. For that, click on add job here. Again, the name of the job as per your convenience. So let me just name it Glue Demo Job. You can choose the IAM role here. By default, the type is Spark here and the Glue version. So as you can see here in this section, this job runs a proposed script generated by AWS Glue. So AWS Glue can generate a script for you. Also, you can have your own script in which you have your logic of ETL operation. Let's just click on this option here, a proposed script generated by AWS Glue. Now you have to click on this security configuration. And in this section, you have to enter the maximum capacity as 2, which is the minimum, and job timeout as 10 minutes. Okay. So once you do that, click on next here.
So let's do what he said, sir. Now let's go to job. Sample data, AWS Glue, and then AWS Glue databases, add job. So this job comes under AWS Glue section only. Under crawlers and all, if you go down, it is here, sir, add job.
Mhm.
I'll say add job, and then I'll say AWS Glue Joe ETL job. I'll say just AWS Joe ETL job. And then I'll choose that ETL role. This is the ETL role. And by default, it's selecting Spark. And then I'm taking the script by AWS Glue. And he's set to go to security. And then he said the number of job timeout is, he said, only 10 minutes. And then number of workers, he said, just put 2. And then that's all he did. And he clicked next. And then he's asking data source. So I'm going to click next, and then he's asking to change schema. So what happens here, sir, is that this is our chance to do a transformation if it is required. So when we click next, and then we click on this, and then we click on next, it is showing me a mapping of the data type of the source and mapping of the data type of the target. So what we can do is we can change here the data type if required. So what I can do is that I can add a column, I can clear, or I can change it. So we'll go in detail for the next section. We'll finish off this save and job edit script. And so this is the way, a place where we got the script. Now the script, I'll give a quick walkthrough. This quick is, I think this is in Spark Python, I think so. Spark context, Spark Glue context. Then it is mentioning about in annotations, in terms of annotations, it is explaining what's my data source and all. Add data source. Data source is equal to apply mapping. Sorry, there are no annotations. This is without annotations. Data source, that is showing apply mapping. So it is showing all the mapping, and then it is selecting the field. This is select field tools. That is, it is doing transformation. So since both are same, it remains same here. And then it is doing a data sync. That is, it is taking all the data catalogs, whatever were formed, table transformation contacts and all. And then it is doing a job.commit. So if we are okay with all this, then we will save it, I think. So that's what he's doing here. This video.
Choose a data source. Click on this read table here. Click on next. Choose a transform type. By default, it is change schema. Click on next here. Choose a data target, read in our case. So as you can see here, in this section, map the source columns to the target columns. By default, this has been mapped here. You can change the mapping if you want. You can add a new column as per your requirements. So as of now, in our example, we don't have to change anything. Click on save job and edit script. So as you can see here, AWS has generated a script for us. But if you want your own script here, you can also do that. So say for example, I have this script here. As you can see, I'll just show you what I have written in the script. So this script basically contains, just have to specify the parameter and click on run job.
So now we'll do a run job, sir. What he says is.
But we did not do any mapping or any transformation.
Nothing. We can try if you want, sir.
No, that's fine. Go ahead and run
Okay.
that. I mean, I'm just curious, like what it will do.
Oh, okay. Run job. So it is running now.
Basically, it writes the same data to the target database.
Yeah. So that means all this data will go to our S3 database.
Yeah.
I want to immediately, check if it is going to cause any billing, sir. As soon as I finish the job, I'm going to go back and delete everything.
Yeah.
Why it is running for a long time? How much data is there? Oh, so many rows.
Yeah, around 36,000, more than 36,000.
Yeah. Anyway, sir, we'll stop the class here. I think this is what I wanted to show today.
Yes.
Later, I'll send you the details of. You can, sir. Why don't you log in once? I'll send you the username and password. You can play around for some time with this ATL.
Yeah. May not be today, but tomorrow I'll try. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to stop here. So it has run the job. I think what he's saying after you run the job, what you need to do is, let's see.
So as you can see here, the job is running as of now. So guys, as you can see here, our job has been successfully executed. And now let us just quickly go through the right folder in Amazon S3 bucket and let's just check if something has been generated here. Yes, as you can see here, this file has been generated here. And if you click on open here, this file gets downloaded on your system. So let me just open this file here. So guys, as you can see here, this is the output that has been generated.
So let us also check the outputs sir, now.
Yeah.
Let's go to our
S3 bucket.
yeah, S3.
Right folder.
Yes. AWS Glue temporary. US East objects buckets. This is the one we opened, sir, today. AWS Glue. Joe training S3. Okay, yes, that's correct. So let's see write. You don't have any objects in write. Read.
Oh.
So something happened to the job. Read. I see here. Okay. So the our read and write folder, it has taken only one. That's why you see this job here.
That was a script.
Yeah, somewhere I need to mention the write folder also. I think we forgot that step. That's why this has happened. I gave the read folder, but I did not give the write folder somewhere. So, but it has made this in the right, this one, and then what I can do here is that I can download this, I think so. Metadata, run, read, AWS Glue S3, write folder. Let's go to the crawler, logs, Amazon S3. GLUE, glue.
Did you stop it or?
No, it stopped by itself.
Okay. There might be.
So,
I'm thinking like there is an error, permissions error somewhere.
oh, okay. So this glue worked correctly, but where is my ETL job? Let me go back.
Can you see the last?
Here's our jobs, right? We went here, jobs.
Mhm.
And then this is ETL language, AWS job.
Yeah.
And then where are the logs for this?
Error output logs, error logs. If you come down,
Yeah, here, sir. We have logs and we have error logs.
yeah, just click on error logs.
Yeah, so logs I went. Let's see, sir. And then an error occurred while describing log streams. Log group does not, the specific log group does not exist in this account or region. We have existing log groups. AWS jobs error. See, sir, this is not our problem.
Mhm.
Resources. Let me go back to CloudWatch, AWS Glue, error logs. Yeah, it is showing something now here. Uh, AWS Glue tracker. So log groups, it is showing AWS Glue jobs error.
Yeah.
And let's see the last one here. What is it saying? Shutdown called. Oh, memory, sir. Memory exception.
Okay.
Memory store, broadcast. Looks like the spreadsheet was very big. That's why it log factory logging scale. So what I'll do is next time, sir, I'll take a smaller spreadsheet and try, uh,
Yeah.
and then we can see what happens.
But at least we know the step from.
Yeah. So there is a crawler is there, then error is there, and then we have cluster. It never expires. So now I'm going to watch on maybe the spreadsheet. I'll reduce the spreadsheet and then try once again.
Yeah.
That will make sense. Let me go to Glue, and I just need to go to the read data and then delete that. Uh, just go here and then no crawler tables, read, view properties, edit schema, edit table. Uh, and I need to delete that table, whatever is there in the tables, read tables. Action. So I'll do this, sir. I'll do it myself and then let you know on this.
No, no worries. No, we know.
Yeah.
We'll
So
see
now
that.
we have come until this point. I'll make sure that we'll add very small data next time, and then we'll finish it.
Thank you, Anil,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
wish you all happy New Year.
yeah.
Uh,
Thank you. You too, sir. Thank you.
touch base
Bye.
next time.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah. Thanks.